Behind bars in Canada's 57 federal prisons, more than 15,000 inmates. But under the Conservative policy of mandatory minimum sentences, the Auditor General says the number is bound to balloon. Already, about half of federal prisons are at or near capacity.
A lot of the money that was spent was money that has been spent to deal with the problem, for the next few years, but not necessarily for the longer term.
He warns that in 5 years, penitentiaries will burst at the seams.
And so you end up with situations where there are greater numbers of prisoners with fewer of them being able to access the very services they need.
The Conservatives have spent millions expanding prisons, the Auditor General says, not where the need is greatest, but where it's convenient.
Where they had land within the existing perimeter of the facility, for example.
Strategies like double bunking, where two prisoners are placed in a single cell, are being used to ease the strain. But critics say that is increasing tensions between inmates and prison guards.
Being spit on, having urine and feces thrown in their face, to inmates making weapons and slashing and stabbing at officers.
The public safety minister defends double bunking.
We don't feel that prisoners are entitled to their own cell, and we feel it's part of a normal management practices.
But the government's own rules state that double bunking must be temporary and limited, a limit prisons in Ontario and the prairies have already surpassed. Omar Sachedina, CTV News, Ottawa. Behind bars in Canada's 57 federal prisons, more than 15,000 inmates.
In our capital, there was sobering news from the Auditor General that should give all Canadians cause for concern. Michael Ferguson found problems with the government's plans to expand prisons and warns we all could be on the hook for billions of dollars in public sector